Brexit's a disaster. It's what a very small minority of people want. I think now that people know what it is, we should be given the opportunity to stop Brexit. However, the Conservative Party, it's their little project, and they're doing everything they can to maintain that project and go forward with it, even knowing how disastrous it's going to be for us as a country.
Specifically, what do you think the downsides will be? What kind of things will go wrong if Brexit goes through?
Well, we're already seeing loss of jobs as people are removing investment from the UK. There are financial markets are slowing down. People aren't lending to businesses in the UK, as well as people removing production from the UK. So we are losing jobs before it's even happened.
And do you think there will be any upsides at all?
I am not optimistic about upsides.
Okay, and Prime Minister Theresa May, do you think she did a good job? Are you glad to see her go?
I think I'm always glad to see a Conservative Prime Minister go. I don't think she was a good Prime Minister. I think she wanted to get her little pet project through, which was Brexit. It was more about what she wanted rather than what would be good for the country. So it was an ideology rather than a facts-based movement.
I see. And are you hopeful that Boris Johnson can do a better job, or?
No, he's much the same. He wants Brexit and he will do anything to achieve it, irrespective of how that affects the UK.
Thank you very much.
Well, first I should introduce myself. My name's Peter, by the way. I'm an English language teacher based in the UK, and we actually receive a lot of feedback from Japanese visitors to the UK, and it's interesting their take on the recent developments. So, for a period of probably the last 8 years or so, there's been a bit of hostility coming from the UK in terms of foreign policy. And for us, as people working in this industry, we can see that this damages our rapport with students in a way. I think there's an element of trust which you need in any industry, because you've got this world diplomacy that you're promoting around the world. I mean, it's not necessarily the British Empire, but it's like the British brand. And this whole Brexit, I don't know, it's part of a bigger move to move us away from the rest of the world, I think.
Are you in favour of Brexit yourself, or?
Of course not. Of course not. I think that one of the strengths of the UK through my life has been its ability to attract visitors to this country. It's one of the things the UK does best. So yeah, I'm not in favour, in honesty.
Okay, and about Mrs May stepping down, what do you think of that? Was she a good Prime Minister, a bad Prime Minister?
Well, I suppose she took a leaf out of the book of Margaret Thatcher, of course. She tried to hang on to power as long as possible. Is she a good? I don't think we really saw any real May in her premiership. We didn't see her actually actualise any of her plans. So I couldn't say whether she's a good Prime Minister or not. She's basically come and gone in a second. I can't answer that really.
And Boris Johnson, do you think he'll make a good Prime Minister?
I'm sorry, you're going to have to move on to somebody else.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Well, the NHS is the largest single-payer health system in the world, supporting the care of over 68 million people through a system which is free at the point of delivery, so that anyone in society can enter it and be treated fairly and justly. The issue of Brexit is at least 30% of the staff in the NHS come from Europe, and there's always been fluidity in the movement of these staff, who are experts in their own fields, to offer the best care for patients within the single-payer system. We've always been very open about the delivery of the people who offer our care, and also the way we manage the health of our patients. The problem with the Brexit system, however, is that if there is a limitation on the staff within the NHS, the cohesion and the expertise and the delivery of patients will decline. And this will be translated into immediate decreases in patient outcomes, immediate problems of public health, and longer waiting lists and problems of primary care, secondary care, tertiary care and quaternary care. This means that fewer patients will get the best care that they deserve in a system where we had been one of the world leaders in both health and biomedical research. There is a worry that this may drop, and there is a tantamount exit in terms of our research from the European community, which is also one of the big foundations of our expertise and excellence in healthcare. So these two prongs will mean that both our life sciences industry will suffer, our healthcare will suffer, and likely as a result, our economy will suffer. So that not only the health of the nation would be in peril, but also the economy might also be in a difficult situation.
Thank you very much. はい、チャン先生、イギリスの最近の政治についてご感想を聞かせていただけないでしょうか。特に EU 離脱とメイ首相の辞任について教えていただけないでしょうか。
Right now, politics in the United Kingdom is going through a state of immense confusion. There's division both within the ruling government party and also within the main opposition Labour Party, with divisions particularly over Brexit in both parties. But it seems that the leadership race, which is now being conducted in the Conservative Party, will lead to a new Prime Minister, Mr Boris Johnson, who's committed to Brexit despite the cost. And many of his senior ministers, people who are his own senior ministers, because they're very important people, are advising him against rushing into what they call a hard Brexit without negotiating safeguards. But there's a very, very strong opinion in the Conservative Party to do it anyway and to take the consequences. Those consequences will be economic decline in Great Britain. It will mean difficulty in maintaining the present level of trade and financial interaction with countries like Japan. In England and Britain, this has not been thought through. It will lead to great dissatisfaction on the part of the Scottish people who will want to break away again from the United Kingdom. And what they call the hard border with Ireland will lead to great dissatisfaction in terms of our relationships with Ireland. So all of the constituent parts and the hard-won peaceful areas of Great Britain and the United Kingdom will come under threat, as well as economic decline. Whether it can be managed or not by a government led by Boris Johnson is very difficult to say. I would speculate that there will be an election before the end of this year.
Thank you very much, Professor Chan.